How's it going, everyone? My name is Xaladin and welcome back to Xalchills number 19. I can't bloody believe it's been 19 weeks since I started doing YouTube. That is a number I don't really like to think about. Well, I'd kind of like to think about it. It's a fond thing. You know, I'm rambling. Let's get right into it. Now, last week, I thought I covered everything I wanted to talk about. There was a couple of things I missed out on, so I'm going to cover them first. The first thing is I'm thinking about changing the outro music to my videos and whatnot, because right now I've got this like 7 music system which I rotate daily. 7 pieces of music, 1 for each day of the week. But I'm thinking about just having solely the Sundays music, like the saxophone one that you'll hear at the end of this Xalchills, if you want to skip to have a preview of it, I guess. Because I quite like the chill nature of it. I first thought of it when I watched on my editing software the montages that got released last week, and it's just like, man, that is really chill. I like that. That's exactly what I want to exhume and be about. Just chilling out, doing your own thing. I'm having a little jiggle as I say this, so don't mind me. But no, it was just something I think about. Let me know what you think. If you like the rotating music, or maybe I should just stick with one and brand the channel with that sort of music. I don't know. The other things I wanted to mention was the Overwatch thumbnail change. I kind of did not mention that before. The Overwatch logo was a darker color, and it made it very hard to see on some of the backgrounds. So I changed it to like the white version of it, and I think it looks a lot better. It's a lot easier to read in the thumbnails and whatnot. I'll probably have the comparison on screen as I'm saying this, or it's already happened. I don't know. But that's editing Zal's problem, not recording Zal's. But yeah, I think the thumbnails look a little bit better with the white Overwatch instead of the dark Overwatch. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Lastly, the montages thumbnails. Like, I had a blue banner and whatnot because it's meant to like I don't know why I just picked blue because I go through like 6 different colors or something in my new videos and whatnot. But I'm gonna change that little color banner to white for montages exclusively, just to make sure that people know that that's affiliated with a montage and whatnot. I don't know why. It was just a little design tweak I thought of. I thought I'd share with you in case when the next montages get released, if they got a white banner, I'm not going crazy or anything, or colorblind. It is meant to be. So yeah. Now, with all that out of the way, which I should have done last week, but, Zal's brains doesn't work, apparently. And I'm referring to myself in the third person again. Love it. We can get into the actual topics I wanted to talk about this week. I don't know if you noticed, but last week, while I was rambling, or doing my big rambling, I decided to cycle through thumbnails of that week, and I kind of like that idea, especially with the format I'm going for now, where I want to talk about serious stuff and then go on to my videos and then close it off. I think that's a better way to structure Xalchills and whatnot. That way, it's kind of like for lacking a better way to explain it, like business before pleasure. It's like, I'm going to talk serious for a minute, and then we're going to talk about all the cool stuff that happened. That sort of concept. But I quite like it. Now, I've had a couple of comments over the last week, obviously, because we have more viewers on the channel now. So hello to everyone who's new. Yes, there are no refreshments. I'm sorry about that. Still working on that front. Someone ate all the cookies last week. I don't know who it could be. Don't point your fingers at me. It wasn't much. No, but I had a couple of comments that I wanted to address in Xalchills. I still haven't got like the computing equipment to show you the actual comments, so I'm just gonna give you a brief, I guess, description or whatever of the comment and just answer it basically. Now, I can't remember where the comment was from, but I know it's from a guy called Marsh Bros. I hope that's the name. If it's not, I am so sorry. he asked me about face cams, and whatnot. Can't remember the comment specifically, but it was something revolving face cam that I don't have one. I don't do face cam for a couple of reasons. One, because it's bloody expensive. And if I was going to get a face cam, I'd want to do it right and get the best one I could. The other reason is that face cam is something that's always been a bit on and off for me. I'm not saying I won't do it in the future, because I have thought about this a lot. But right now, I kind of want to focus on developing my own commentary and whatnot. Because I know that if I do face cam now, I'll rely more on physical comedy, I guess, rather than actually developing my commentary, and actually being semi quote unquote good at this whole YouTube thing. It's something that I can put in later once I feel like I've gotten more confident and whatnot in my performing, I guess, for lacking better terminology. I really need to expand my vocabulary at some point. That needs to be on my to-do list. But as I said, I'm not saying I'll never do facecam. I'm just saying it's not going to happen in the foreseeable future, like anytime soon. But maybe one day we'll get there, pointing at everyone. Yeah, you might see my beautiful face, you never know. Now, another thing that's been happening a lot recently is that I've had a lot of collaboration requests. I'm guessing that's because of the shout-out competition a week ago. If you want to know more about that, just go to the last Zal Chills. I talk about it a lot in there, so go nuts that way. I'm not doing collaborations right now for a couple of reasons. As I mentioned earlier, with the same thing as the face cam, I need to focus on making myself better at this before I either drag someone else's name through through anything. But it's also mainly a confidence issue. I don't think I've actually told you guys this, but I record the vids in the dead of night in Britain when no one's watching, because I get so nervous when trying to record in front of other people. It kind of makes it difficult to work around, but it's something that I need to work on first and actually get more comfortable with before collaborating with other YouTubers. Although I have had a couple of requests, obviously, as I said, and thank you to anyone who's asked for a collaboration with me. I'm honoured for a start, so thank you so much to everyone. And I would definitely love to collaborate with anyone who's asked for me to collaborate with them. I really would. But right now, I need to do my own thing. But thank you for... just thank you in general for the opportunity to collaborate. That's very nice of you. I'm very grateful. Now, onto the thing I really wanted to talk about this week. I put out on Facebook and Twitter about 4 days ago or something, maybe 5, that I was getting near the end of Dark Souls and White Knight right now, and I need new ideas for games because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to play. And after a lot of consideration and people telling me what they want to play, I've actually finally narrowed down what I'm going to play. I'm not going to spoil it by saying what I'm going to play, but I will say that one of the new playthroughs will start next week, because I can almost guarantee that White Knight's finale is going to be on Monday. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into the games that I'm going to be playing after these, because I'd love to hear your opinion. After Dark Souls has completed its inevitable run, I want to be playing Abe's Odyssey. It's a game I picked up on PS4 because it was suggested to me by someone on Facebook, so you're welcome for that. Whoever said that, I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry. It's Abe's Odyssey Oddworld New and Tasty. I've never seen this game before, never played it, I have no idea what it is. All I know is that from the back of the box, it looks like a platformer. So, that should be interesting. I've never done a platform on the channel before, so that should be something. That should be something. After White Knight, I'm gonna go on to the next Kingdom Hearts game, because that's the Kingdom Hearts games are a series that I want on the channel. It's more it's kind of selfish, but it's more like I want to play them on YouTube. You know, it's just something I've wanted to do when I made the channel and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Oh, actually, sorry, my bad. After Dark Souls, it's going to be the Last of Us DLC. I haven't done that yet, so I'll do that first and then move on to Abe's Odyssey. In terms of Overwatch, I haven't really got an idea after that. I mean, I've thought about doing Destiny multiplayer again, but I'm not too sure. It's still up in the air on that. But I'll figure it out. We've still got quite a bit of way to go in Overwatch. I think we've got like 6, 7 characters maybe left to go. I'm not too sure. I think it's 7. Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, if you were interested in what I was going to play, there you go. That is all for you. You're welcome. If you want to have a look at what games people have suggested, I would suggest looking me up on Facebook and Twitter. If that's a thing you're interested in. If you like the surprise, you don't have to. I'm not going to force you. You know, it's just that if you want to keep like completely on the ball with what's happening with me, those are the places to go, because I post there almost daily. Some days there's just not anything to talk about, so I won't post. You know, I'm not going to waste everyone's time. Although, if you look at my past posts, that would indicate otherwise. I once commented on 2 pigeons fighting outside my garden, so that was a weird day. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. We're actually going to get into the videos of the week this week. Well, not the videos of the week, but the recordings of the week and how they went. So let's get straight into that nonsense. Right, White Knight Chronicles. For this week, we did a lot of stuff. My videos have always been kind of long, on the long side, like half an hour plus and whatnot in terms of Zal plays. Which is about right. I don't like going over 45 minutes too much, because it's just like, that's a lot of thing to watch. But we, what episode was it? I think it was episode 20, that the original recording was over 2 hours long, and I managed to trim that down to 46 minutes of just pure me, which I don't think I could have edited it any more than I did. Maybe I could have. I honestly don't know. But, by God, that really screwed up my schedule over the weekend, because I bulk record on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and get all the week's videos recorded on those days, so I can have the weekend free to do whatever I want. Whether that's socialise with friends, get a weekend job, or, you know, do anything of that sort of nature. It's just easier. It's an easier life, I guess, for me. But the 2 hours recording of White Knight kerfuffled all my recording for that week, because I was behind on recording. I had to use Saturday to get some recording for Dark Souls done. It was a whole snowball effect from there. But no, I think it went pretty well apart from that. And the finale, as I said, is right around the corner on the Monday. So if you're interested in seeing the finale, check that out on the Monday. Well, hopefully it is Monday, unless I screw up badly. I don't know, but yeah. That is about it for White Knight. It's going really well, so hooray! Woo! And Dark Souls has had a pretty interesting week. We killed Seath the Scaleless. That was fun. I hate the invisible paths in that. That just sucks. I don't like it. I'm scared of heights anyway, but like invisible paths, not my thing. But we started the DLC this week. For those who haven't watched the 2 episodes yet, I haven't played the DLC for Dark Souls 1 at all, or ever seen any gameplay of it, or ever heard about it. Well, I heard about it in the Prepared to Die edition, but I never actually got that. I platinumed Dark Souls in the past before the Prepared to Die edition came out, so I kind of missed that whole train, and I'm really enjoying the DLC right now. Looking at Dark Souls as a whole right now, I'm guessing there's about 3 episodes left, because we've literally done everything in the main game we can do in terms of boss killing, so we've just got to kill the final boss, and we're doing the DLC is the last bit we have to do. So I'm looking forward to the finale of Dark Souls, because that has been quite an interesting run for me, especially from a recording standpoint, because it's pushed me to try and make a game that's all about killing stuff entertaining to watch, and it's quite at some points it's quite hard to do that, but it's something that I feel it's a challenge I feel like I've took head on, and I've come out better for it, I guess. Plus the game's really fun, just in general. Like, you know, it's a really fun game. I enjoy it. And I'm glad it's on the channel. So there you go on that front. Right, now as for Overwatch. Overwatch. We played as Torbjorn, Bastion, and Mei. Bastion's pretty good. I like Bastion. Torbjorn's amazing. Freaking love the guy. Mei can die in a hole. Oh my god, that was so mean. I apologize, but no, we had a very mixed emotions from me this week in terms of Overwatch. Yeah, that was the thing. I don't want to spoil it too much, just in case you haven't watched it. But by God, it's been a roller coaster, and I'm liking how the episode timings for Overwatch are going right now, because they're like under 15 minutes and stuff, which is kind of where I want to keep it, because I do the long Zal plays and whatnot during the week. So that there's always something short for people to watch who are just on the fly all the time and have no time, which is, you know, yeah, don't worry about that. If you have no time to watch it, don't worry. I'm not gonna hate you. You know, I love everyone. I'm sorry. It's I'm weird. Okay, just accept it. Oh boy, I am so good at this. Right, thumbnail of the week is probably gonna have to go to Dark Souls episode 24, because Seek the Scalers looks completely badass in this thumbnail, if I do say so myself. I mean, just look at him. Little scaleless dragon he is. And moving on to the video of the week. The video of the week is probably going to have to go to Zal Plays Overwatch Multiplayer episode 13. It's the one with Bastion. I had a really fun time editing that one. And not being funny, I think I think my commentary in that one's really good, personally. Plus, it's only like 13 minutes long, so it's quite short, straight to the point, and you know, it was just a really good episode on my part, if I do say so myself. At least in my opinion. You know, that's up for you guys to decide what's good and what's not. But yeah, that's it for those two things. And that's gonna do it for another episode of Zal Chills. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If anyone has any suggestions for games and you don't follow me on social media, feel free to comment down below. I would prefer if you commented on the Zal Chills with your suggestion of games. That's it makes it easier for me to search and look for them rather than go through every video and whatnot. But again, thank you everyone so much for watching. And until next time, guys, take care and have a pleasant day. Bye!